Hello, my friends. So, after the undeniable success of Toys from My Childhood Part 1, we have been commissioned for a Part 2. This time, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better. We're throwing a lot more money at it, a bigger budget. We've got celebrity guests. There's going to be a heap of CGI. It's going to be incredible. Very, very excited. So in this episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at some of my Spider-Man figures, and figuring out which Spider-Man figure is the ultimate Spider-Man. So yeah. Oh wait. Sorry. Wait, what, what was that? We've got no money left. Well, where did it all? Listen, we're recording the show right now. Where did all the money go? What? Um. Okay, so unfortunately, I've just been advised by our marketing and HR team that we've blown the budget. Um, Someone spent all of our money on Dogecoin, so we're gonna have to really reel it in this episode in terms of what we were hoping to do. Apologies for getting you excited. I'm going to try my very best with my limited resources to make, this episode worthwhile. But yeah, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry, and I'm going to find out who was responsible for this. Okay, on with the show. So, contestant number one, we have original bog standard Spider-Man. About as bog standard as you could get. This is probably like the most Spider-Man you could probably get. In terms of the actual toy, very, very well built. Really intricate, cool designs on it. This was played with a lot. Again, one of the toys that was flung out the window probably quite a lot. When I was hoping that it would swing and it didn't. So yeah, this is contestant number one. Contestant number two, we have emo Spider-Man. Yeah, kind of Spider-Man going through a bit of a phase. Listen, we all went through a My Chemical Romance phase. There's no shame in it. Some of us are still going through it. But yeah, a bit of an older one. I think it might be from the 90s, maybe, possibly early 80s. But yeah, looking fly, very avant-garde Spider-Man. I bet under that mask he's got like an incredible, emo fringe. And yeah, and he's constantly rocking out as well. So yeah, emo Spider-Man. Okay, contestant number three. We have Disco Spider-Man. We're going a bit retro here. He is ready. He's ready to hit the town. He's looking fly. Look at that. He's got some flares on his arms and everything. Got the multicolored kind of jumpsuit thing going on. Yeah, I think this is definitely one of the older toys I have in my collection. I think this was one of the ones on my TikTok, and from what people are saying, it's from the 80s. Again, my mum doesn't know where she got it from. But yeah, so contestant number three. And contestant number four, we have the one and only Aquaman. Um, I mean, I know he's not Aquaman. Please don't sue me, DC. But yeah, kind of water-based Spider-Man, likes a good swim. It looks like he is almost made of water. I don't really know much of the history about this toy, but it's pretty cool. So yeah, this is contestant number 4. And last but certainly not least, we have contestant 5, Spider-Man on a date. Or possibly Spider-Man after a rough night of partying, probably. He's ripped up a perfectly good shirt there. Yeah, I always thought this was a very, very cool one, very different. I mean, he's only got one shoe. Like, why wouldn't you just take the other shoe off? Do these not act as shoes? Anyway, I'm getting a bit too distracted. So yeah, contestant 5, and he is dressed for the part. So, the first test is arguably going to be, one of the most exciting, probably one of the most important as well. How good do they look web swinging in slow motion? Hi everyone, Jack here. I hope you're all enjoying the video. Unfortunately, Spider-Man on a Date had, I guess you could call it, a little bit of an accident. But spoke with the judges, and they've decided that headless Spider-Man on a Date can still compete in this task, and I will also venture to try and fix him for the next tournament. But yeah, so just so you're not alarmed, he is now without his head. So the results are in after that first round, and I think, absolute no surprise that original Spider-Man won it. Just brilliant choice of song. They chose the songs themselves. Great pose when swinging, very nonchalant, but also just looked very cool. So he takes their lead, and he gets 5 points. In second, Disco Spider-Man. Again, quite nonchalant, but looked very cool doing it. Comfortable with swinging. And so he is second with 4 points. In third, we've got Emo Spider-Man. Great choice of song. Maybe put a bit more into the aesthetic of it rather than the actual swinging. But, still, got to give him something. So he gets 3 points, so he's right in the middle. In fourth, I think mostly for perseverance, we're giving Spider-Man on a Date. We're giving him 2 points. It's hard to swing without your head. And then I'm sorry if this, but I think last place we're gonna have to give it to Aquaman. I don't know. Just wasn't feeling it in that swing. Maybe he's gonna make a comeback, but he is going to get 1 point. So the early podium as it stands, we've got original Spider-Man on 5 points. We've got Disco Spider-Man on 4, Emo Spider-Man on 3, Spider-Man on a Date on 2, and in last place, we've got Aquaman. So yeah, on to the next round. So, it's time for the swag test / best dressed Spider-Man. Now, it's pretty... Original Spider-Man's pretty simple, but I feel like it's a very iconic look. like about as iconic as you can get. So, maybe not going to get many points for creativity, but definitely going to get like some points for just how iconic he looks. So I'm going to give this I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, swag test for contestant 2. So we've got Emo Spider-Man here. So right off the bat, obviously, very bold statement, reversing the kind of, the black and red. I think it's a great look, personally. Might be going through a phase, but I think he is looking absolutely fabulous, making a bit of a statement. And so, yeah, big fan. I'm going to give this I think I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Okay, swag test with contestant number 3. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be, biased or anything, but you knew it was over when Disco Spider-Man walks in. I mean, just look at it. It's so bold, and again, the flares, the colors are just all working, the confidence of it. Like I say, I think he is definitely an early contender. I know we've got another couple of contestants, but for absolute swaggiest Spider-Man of the collection, I'm going to give this a... Do you know what? I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I'm not scared. Okay, contestant number 4 in the swag test. Now, I'm sorry. Listen, I believe that Spider-Man's going for practicality here over swag, because I just, I don't think he's going for looks. Again, very cool, but also just a little bit much. Like, if he came into like a restaurant or the cinema, you'd be like, all right, come on, like, reel it in. So, I'm sorry, Aquaman. I'm gonna have to give you 6 out of 10. I'm sorry. Okay, last contestant. What I will say right off the bat, okay, is that I think that if his outfit wasn't absolutely torn up, I think he would be looking on point, because that outfit is fire. Like, the kind of the sand color chinos, the sneakers, the shirt. But because he's been, I don't know what's happened to him here. I think I'm gonna have to deduct a couple of points, but I still think he looks very cool, very swaggy, pulling it off. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. So after the swag test, we see one change in the standings, and look who's at the top: Disco Spider-Man, scoring a perfect 10 out of 10 on the swag test. And again, you can see why. He has notched original Spider-Man down to second. He's still in it, though. He's still in it. He got a decent high score as well. And then no change in the rest of the standings. So in terms of points, we have a new leader in Disco Spider-Man. So he now has 14 points. We then have Original Spider-Man in second. He is on 12 points. He is closely followed by Emo Spider-Man in third, who has 11 points. And again, Spider-Man on a date, he's keeping in there. He's overcome a lot, and he is sitting there on 10 points, very respectively. So who knows? Who knows what will happen? And last is Aquaman, who has 7 points, and probably best not to say much more about it. So next up, we have arguably one of the most exciting and controversial tests that we are going to do. This is the standing test. So basically, we're going to see how long it takes for these figures to stand on their own. So this is a bit more focusing on the actual toy build. And the rules are that I can only use one hand. So see this hand here? This beautiful hand? That's all I can use to make them stand. And basically how we're going to rank this is the Spider-Man who it takes the least amount of time to stand, they'll get 5 points. The one that takes the second amount of most of the time, they'll get 4 points, etc., etc. And then the one that it takes the longest or doesn't stand, they will get 1 point. Okay, so let's get absolute cracking with this. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, this truly is Scenes on Toast, because after the standing round, we now have a three-way tie for first place. We have Original, Disco, and Emo Spider-Man all sitting on 16 points after that round. Honestly, I told you it'd be dramatic. And that means that Spider-Man on a Date has moved into second place, which is I'm just so delighted for him. So he's moved in to second place. He's on 13 points. And Aquaman is still last, and he has 8 points. Well, my friends, all good things must come to an end. And we are now coming up on the final trial of this Ultimate Spider-Man competition. What journey we've been on, the friendships that have been made, the dramatic incidents. But this final round is a big one. I think probably one of my most favorites. And I also said before this video that we were going to have some special guests. Originally, it had been Tom Holland, but again, due to financial difficulties, we couldn't get him in. So instead, to help me with this last round, we have Venom. So what we are going to be doing in this last round is a fun photo shoot. Woo! Basically, we're going to do a photo shoot with Venom and each individual Spider-Man just to see the chemistry, just to see what that vibe is. Because again, to be that Ultimate Spider-Man, they have to, they have to be able to go with their, the villains. And I feel like Venom is one of the most popular, probably bog standard Spider-Man villains. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a photo shoot with them, see what they come up with, and then we are going to judge the photos afterwards. Okay, so on to the photo shoot round. Just wow. In all my years of doing whatever it is I do, I've never seen a photo shoot quite like it. The passion, the creativity, the the charisma, the risk, unbelievable. And I think you'll all agree that it has blown the door wide open. I think there was some unexpected twists and turns, but now we must go to the final results to crown the ultimate Spider-Man toy. There was supposed to be pyrotechnics at this point, but we spent all the money, so I'm sorry. So, in 5th place, with a respectable 12 points, we have Aquaman. Listen, you were a good sport, but you were in the chasing pack the whole game. He did actually win the photo shoot competition, but just wasn't quite enough. Have you enjoyed your time, though? Okay. In 4th place, just missing out on a place on the podium. It's Original Spider-Man. Listen, he was the bookmaker's favourite beforehand. A lot of people expecting him to do big things, but just came up short on the photo shoot. You know, just wasn't vibing. But, you know, how does it feel to be so close to getting a medal and then not actually winning it? Like, how does that? Oh wait, sorry, I'll take the camera out your face. How does that feel? Okay. Standing before me now are the 3 best Spider-Man figures of my collection. So that in itself is already an incredible achievement. But there can only be one that is crowned the ultimate, greatest Spider-Man figure of my collection. It was really close. You know, the underdog here, Spider-Man on a date, he just crept in, got himself back in the running, and again, with what he's been through, you know, to make it this far is already just incredible. But now it's time. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking. In joint 2nd place, we have Emo Spider-Man and Spider-Man on a date, which means that Disco Spider-Man is the winner. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! He's crying. He's actually crying. All the other ones, nah, they're done. They're done. This is the one. This is the one. Get on that podium right now. Get on that podium. I'm not even going to put anyone in 2nd place. The ultimate Spider-Man toy. Disco Spider-Man. He was always up there in every tournament, just, you know, keeping it consistent, doing what he knows best. And he just looks like a winner. One unbelievable achievement. He's too emotional to speak right now. I might put some interviews and like the after party footage in the next part. But thank you so much for being with us on this journey in part 2 of Toys from My Childhood. It was dramatic, and I would love to come back and do a 3rd part. So if you would like to see more, please leave a comment below, like the video, subscribe. It really, really helps me out. It really, really helps Disco Spider-Man out too. And yes, I will see you guys next time.